Police have arrested a 12-year-old boy on suspicion of murder after a social worker was run over by her own car. The victim, 60-year-old Marsha Grant, is thought to have been a foster carer. Neighbours said 2 boys, 1 black, 1 white, lived with her in the smart semi-detached home on Hemper Lane, Sheffield, England. Marsha was killed when her silver Honda Accord was reversed out of a gravel drive and across the main road, striking her as it did so. So one of the boys, the 12-year-old boy, got into his foster carer's car, Marsha Grant's car, and allegedly purposefully reversed across the main road directly into Marsha Grant, subsequently killing her. The car came to a rest with the bonnet still facing her home. It's thought that she was struck under the rear of the vehicle. The car was later pictured at the scene at right angles to the road with a black tarpaulin across the front windows. A spokesperson for South Yorkshire Police said, police were called at 7:10 p.m. Wednesday 5th of April to the Green Hill area following a report of a collision between a car and a woman. Officers attended to find a woman in her 60s suffering serious injuries. She sadly died at the scene. A 12-year-old boy was located a short time later and arrested on suspicion of murder. He was also in possession of a bladed article, meaning a knife. He remains in police custody. First and foremost, full condolences to the family, friends, co-workers of the victim, Marsha Grant. Within the article that I went through, the Daily Mail article, there were lots of condolences for the friends and family, lots of nice comments in regards to Marsha. 60 years of age, a foster carer. She looked after her children that she was the guardian of. One of those toe rags, a 12-year-old boy, allegedly, purposefully ran over her with her own car. 12 years of age. What could drive anybody to do that? What could drive a child to do that? I'm going to say, in my estimation, that I know that this 12-year-old is an absolute toe rag, an absolute POS, because he's also carrying a bladed article, a knife. What's a 12-year-old boy doing with a knife? You don't need a knife. Don't get me wrong, there is a lot of crime in England. I'm not overly familiar with Sheffield, but I'm sure there are rough areas. Perhaps the Green Hill area is particularly rough, but even so, a 12-year-old boy does not need to be carrying a knife. So why was he? Well, because I would say he was up to no good as a matter of course. He's a troubled youth causing trouble, and he took it to the extent of, well, he allegedly took it to the extent of murdering his own carer, Marsha Grant. So I hope the investigation proceeds unimpeded. I hope there is a trial for the 12-year-old boy. I hope he is incarcerated for a very long time. Does he deserve or perhaps even require leniency because of his age? Yeah, probably to a degree, but not too much. And I'm reminded that in England, the sentencing is often pathetic, particularly for women, from what I've experienced so far. I've had this channel for about a year and a half or so, and a lot of the articles that I've gone over in regards to serious crimes in England, mostly murder, mostly child murder from women in England, the sentencing has been pathetic. Very, very low. Women are given a pass. They're deemed, I don't know why. It's like they're just given a pass because, oh, it was only the one murder. It was only one child that they tortured and killed. So they're somehow given soft sentences. I'm not trying to be offensive in my facetiousness. I'm just trying to highlight the ridiculousness of the situation as far as I see it. Women in England, when it comes down to sentencing, are given far too soft a time of things. Even if they get a long sentence, they get parole in a relatively short amount of time. The Star Hobbs case is one particular example. Can't remember the exact details, but the 2 scumbag women involved in the murder of Star Hobbs, they got off too lightly, even after their sentences was reviewed. Gone on a bit of a rant there, but my point is, I'm questioning, from a point of ignorance, I really don't know whether or not this 12-year-old boy or another 12-year-old boy in a similar situation, if they too will be given a pass. I fear that will be the case. I fear that he'll get a short sentence, or even if he does get a long sentence, it will be accompanied with the opportunity for parole after a short period of time. And with that, in my opinion, there's a good chance that the 12-year-old boy will not serve enough time to really act as adequate justice, which means that the friends and family of Marsha Grant are going to feel hard done by. They're going to feel let down by the judicial system, if that is indeed the case. case. We don't need endless amount of empathy and sympathy and understanding for everybody in all circumstances. At certain points, we've got to draw lines. No, this is unacceptable behavior. Oh, you're a 12-year-old boy carrying around a knife. You decided to murder your foster carer. Okay, you're a scumbag, Sonny Jim. You're a little toe rag. No, you don't deserve to be a part of society. Not now, and not for an extremely long amount of time. You have forfeited your right to have a normal life by way of fact of taking the life of somebody else, purposefully and knowingly. I personally would apply a very strict sentence to this scumbag. That's my take on it. Obviously, should they go through a trial and be found guilty, etc. But I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and tell me your thoughts, and take care.